NXT starts off with Chelsea Green and Piper Niven versus Zarya and Soruka. Now, I didn't really discuss this last week because last week they had a segment and it ended up being confirmed to be a match. I didn't really discuss it because I felt like it wasn't that important. Zarya and Soruka picks up the victory, which makes sense. Now I am concerned and a bit confused on what they're doing with Soruka and Zarya. Now, the story that they're kind of telling to a degree is that Zarya and Soruka are two complete opposites of each other. They have different views on things and they're trying to see if that clashes. Now, they're slowly building this up because there's moments where like I think like 2 weeks ago they had a moment where they had a disagreement, but for the most part they've been good friends. So I'm assuming this is eventually going to lead to a feud. Now, because I'm like, them just winning matches as a tag team really does nothing for either person, mainly because there's no tag division in NXT or barely on the main roster, so this doesn't really do anything for them. But I'm assuming this eventually is going to lead to some type of heel turn from Zarya eventually, so them two confused. Because if they're just, because there's no way they're gonna just have them continue to do tag matches, because there's this doesn't build either of them up because there's no tag division in general in the NXT or on the main roster barely. So I'm assuming this is going to lead to a turn, but I could be wrong. But we'll see how this plays out. After this, we end up getting Jada Parker versus Kalani. This was a solid match, but Jada Parker ends up picking up the victory. She actually won cleanly too, which was very shocking. I thought it was going to be some type of shenanigans where, where she ends up cheating or some type of distraction, but she won cleanly here, which I enjoyed because I actually think Jada Parker should win this feud because I don't know if the plan is to turn Kalani heel. I don't know if that's the goal, but if the goal is to eventually get Kalani to turn heel, then you need her to lose this feud. That way she goes on a darker path to continue to go more into the darker side, to fully embrace her new self of being this woman who just doesn't tolerate anything. I like what they're doing with this feud. I think it's interesting. I think it could continue to build. I'm interested to see where this goes. They're of course are going to have another match, even though Kalani lost cleanly. But I'm assuming they're going to have another match eventually. Don't know when, but I'm assuming they're eventually going to have another match. After this, we end up getting the Hardys. I'm not going to really speak about this promo because this promo just was kind of all over the place. But they come out, they talk to the fans. Then you end up getting Hank and Tank of all teams come out. They ask for advice. The Hardys give them advice. Then you get Josh Briggs and I forgot the Asian's guy's name, the New Japan guy, his tag partner. He comes out. They basically ended up saying that they want an opportunity at the TNA tag titles, and they want it first. This allowed Hank and Tank and Josh Briggs and his partner to brawl. They brawl to backstage. Then you get Fraction come out, and they basically end up saying that next week we'll see who's the best tag team. That's it. I don't understand why this was on the show. I was very confused by this because this segment was just all over the place. I don't understand why do we need Hank and Tank and Josh Briggs to. I don't understand why they came out. You didn't need this segment in order to push that story. Plus, I honestly don't care, mainly because Hank and Tank, the only tag team that matter in NXT is Fraction. So anytime when another tag team come out, it's just like, why are you here? Like, that's how irrelevant every other tag team is in NXT. It's just the only tag team that matters is Fraction. And then I don't understand why Fraction and the Hardys didn't have a longer promo. Like, we wasted all that time on Josh Briggs and Josh Briggs and Hank and Tank. You should have just built up Fraction in that match. Like, that would have just been a better idea. Even if it would have just been them praising each other. I would have preferred that over this because I just don't understand what they did here. I'm hyped for the match, but this segment was just not good. I just don't understand why they did that, but it is what it is. After this, we end up getting Jordynne Grace versus Cora Jade. Now, this match ended up stopping because I was so confused why this match got cut off, but ended up stopping due to Cora Jade getting injured. I hope that she doesn't have another serious injury because Cora Jade is talented. As much hate as she gets, she is talented. She has the talent. She's a good character, okay in the ring. Like, she has the talent, but she just keeps getting injured. I hope it's nothing serious, but that's why this match didn't finish. The match ended up stopping due to Cora Jade ended up getting injured. I hope it's not a serious injury. I don't know what the injury is. A lot of people are assuming it's a leg injury. I heard it's a head injury. We don't know, but I'm hoping a speedy recovery and that is nothing serious. But Jordynne Grace, after the match, did end up getting attacked by Roxanne Perez, so they're still continuing that feud. And it is confirmed they're going to have a match at Roadblock, so I'm assuming Jordynne Grace will probably win that match at Roadblock, putting it into that feud, and then Roxanne can probably focus on Bayley. I don't know if she's going to focus on Bayley because based off the booking, I don't really know what they're doing with the whole Bayley Roxanne thing. So I don't know because they didn't have even had a one-on-one match yet. So we'll see how that plays out. But next week, Roadblock, Jordan Grace, and Roxanne Perez will have a match, and we'll see how that plays out. Then we get Trick Williams versus Kel Nixon. I'm not gonna speak about it. It was basically a swash match. Trick Williams won. That match ended up getting set up by Trick was talking to Ava. He ended up getting interrupted by Kel and his partner. You know, the two losers, the two jobbers who were obsessed with Chase U for whatever reason. Trick Williams ended up getting angry. This leads to the match. He ends up swashing. But then afterwards, Trick Williams calls out Eddie Thorpe. Eddie Thorpe gets on the microphone. He basically ends up challenging Trick to an underground match, and Trick Williams ends up agreeing. Not gonna really speak about the match because I really don't care for the match. But I will say this: I am interested in this new version of Trick Williams. That is something I am interested in. I am loving this new version because the way he won the match, he didn't pin Kale, whatever his name is. He ended up doing a trick shot, and then he constantly kept on just beating up on him, and the referee had to stop the match. I'm loving this new version of Trick. Now, I don't know if it's going to lead to a heel turn, which I'm assuming it has to. But the way he's acting, he's clearly acting. He's basically doing the same thing Kalani's doing, going to the dark side, which I am enjoying because not saying his babyface run was getting stale, but to be fair, he didn't have any good challengers to really challenge him as a babyface, to be fair. So it's not really his fault. But I'm loving what they're doing with Trick Williams. This new darker version of Trick, him going over the edge. I'm loving what they're doing. Now they need some more compelling and more entertaining wrestlers for him to face. Too bad that we don't have the Bronze or the Ilias of the world anymore in NXT because the men's division is lacking. But nonetheless, I am loving this new version of Trick. Then we get the main event, Shawn Spears versus Tony D'Angelo. This was a good match. Tony D'Angelo ended up losing the North American Championship. Shawn Spears ends up becoming your new North American Champion. This was great. This is exactly what I said needed to happen. In order for this storyline to work, you need Shawn Spears to win. And I like what they did here. They ended up playing the story of Tony D'Angelo having a back injury. He ends up doing his like not a spine buster, but he tried to do something where he lifts his opponent in the air, but his back ends up giving out, which allows Shawn Spears to get a roll-up pin. This was great. I love what they did here. Like that Shawn Spears picked the victory, as he should, because I'm like, if you have him do all of this and still lose, what was the point? So this is great. I'm assuming Tony D'Angelo may get his title back because, of course, he lost due to an injury. So eventually, he's going to get that title back eventually, I'm assuming. But I like what they did here. Overall, this show was okay. It was fine. It wasn't bad, but it just felt like filler. It just felt like nothing progressed outside of the Shawn Spears stuff. But overall, it was a okay show. But you guys let me know your thoughts and opinions down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. But yeah, that's it.